Okay, welcome. Make sure everything's clicking in right. Welcome to Sunday night reset. We're keeping it very calm, very casual over here. Click this better. Perfect. Awesome. Love it. So hopefully you get to a space where you feel kind of comfortable here. I want you to be a little bit relaxed. I do have my mug of tea, so I'm going to kind of switch it up just a little tonight. I don't have all of my equipment, all the accoutrement tonight, but as always, as we're starting to get settled in here, um, take a moment really and let yourself get present. Um, as always, we'll do a little bit of journaling tonight as well. So if you want to grab a journal, grab a pen, make sure that you have that here. Um, grab a cup of tea. Come join me. So we take a moment just for ourselves. So the purpose of Sunday Night Reset is really to hopefully close out our weekend on a very positive note, to give ourselves this opportunity to come down from maybe a busy weekend, a crazy weekend, and also really as a way to set some intention for the week ahead. I think so much of the time we get busy on our weekends and on Sundays, maybe especially trying to get like laundry and meals and everybody ready for the week, that we forget that our self care is actually another part of our weekly prep list. So if you're a meal prepper, this is for you. If you're trying to get everybody set, getting yourself set for the week ahead, welcome. So again, grab a journal, grab a pen, get yourself in a nice comfy spot, and we're going to switch it up a little bit tonight. Okay. Hopefully you can still you can still hear me. I'm going to pull a card. And tonight we're doing the Wild Soul Oracle deck from Elizabeth D'Alto. It's a beautiful, lovely deck. So I don't know if it's one that's still available. It's these gorgeous flowers. So go check that out if you can. Otherwise, welcome. I just wanted to do something that was going to maybe change the tone a little bit. Ooh, these are going all over the place. Something to give us a little bit of direction tonight, so a little bit of guidance, a little bit of focus here. As we get ourselves ready to get started. So let's see. Just gonna close our eyes here, take a moment. What card would feel appropriate for us tonight? What do we need to hear? We're gonna do this one more time. That's nice. This top one felt like it was. Ooh. Endlessly receptive. Abundant blessings are my birthright. I am open to receive them now and thank my Creator. Perfect. Okay. Endlessly receptive. Remember, your thoughts, beliefs, and attitude about abundance in any context are the only things preventing you from experiencing it. This has been proven time and again. You've heard the rags to riches stories. You've had glimpses of this in your own life. So why not apply some discipline and ancient wisdom to make this a permanent reality? Your wild soul knows the way. So, we there is a reflection on this, and I think we're gonna do our meditation first, and then we're gonna come back and kinda use the reflection here for our card as a basis for what we're gonna reflect on tonight. So, endlessly receptive, and we're going to focus on abundance. So I want you to settle into a space that feels good, that feels comfortable to you. Somewhere where your seat can feel grounded, where your back and your body feels supported. And if you feel safe to do so, we're going to close the eyes and just soften the breath. So, when I mean by soften the breath, I mean just let it be relaxed. Can it be a deeper breath in? Can it be a slower breath in? Maybe it's an intentional breath in and out. Letting the breath relax you. Let the exhale be the way that you blow that tension out of your body. If you're anything like me, it's a moment where I need to actively focus on releasing my forehead. It feels like that's the first place that likes to tense up for me. Can I relax my jaw? Roll your shoulders up and back. And let yourself just kind of settle into this space of calm and relaxation. And I want you to take a moment as we relax the body here, as we settle into this space, and bring some focus and attention to your heart, to that space in the center of your chest. So, whether you want to bring a hand or hands to your heart, just maybe bringing your mind's eye to that space, I want you to just feel be in the presence of your heart, how strong it beats. Maybe you focus on all of the love that you store in this heart center for yourself, for others. And maybe taking a moment to think about, are there walls around our heart? Are there things that we're blocking our heart from not just the front, but even the back, this whole front and back section here? What are we protecting ourselves from when it comes to abundance? And I think sometimes we feel that abundance has to be about money, jobs, worth, things, material things, but that doesn't have to be what abundance is. Maybe you don't feel abundant in joy, in peace, in self love, in relaxation, in time. How are you convincing yourself that maybe you don't deserve this abundance or that this abundance isn't for you? And it's okay if you're thinking money. I know we're in a time where we all kind of feel that squeeze as well. So let's be in this space here of opening ourselves up to the possibility of having what we've dreamed of. And I want you to take a moment and imagine a time where you had a dream, you had a focus, you had a goal, and what it felt like once you finally got into that spot, once you finally got the life, the job, the relationship, the love that you had been dreaming of, working towards, manifesting, that abundance of whatever it was. And take yourself back into that space. What did it feel like? What did it feel like in your body? How did you celebrate that? And maybe you start to think about the steps you took to get you there. Maybe it was reworking a resume, was going to networking events, it was reaching out to friends who had single friends if you were looking for that relationship. Knowing that you took aligned steps to get you to that space. And knowing that if you can get to this little scenic overlook on your path to your dreams, you can get to the next one. Remember, getting to this space was once a dream you only thought of. It was something that you thought was only maybe available to other people until you actually achieved it. And yes, your life right now may be somebody else's dream, but maybe it's about finding the people who are those two steps ahead so that you can start to use their life as a template for how you get to yours. Not as a comparison, not as a way to copy, but to watch their energy and see how you can make your energy start to match what you are desiring. So think of one thing that you would love to welcome some abundance in. I want you to picture this thing in your mind's eye. Really picture it, really see everything. What do you see? What do you smell? How are you dressed? What are you drinking? What are you eating? Who's around you? This movie that is your life, however far into the future, imagine every last detail of it as if you were living it and experiencing it now. You are worthy and deserving of everything that you dream of. You can have everything that you dream of. I want you to hold on to this feeling, how it feels to be that future you. When you accomplish this, when you have called in this abundance, I want you to sit with that and feel it. Enjoy it. Because as you're taking your aligned steps to get you there, tap into this feeling, tap into this energy when you get worried, when you feel like you're struggling, when you don't know what your next step is going to be. Know that it is what is meant for you can't miss you. And just take the next best step. And as you're ready, let's take 3 deep breaths in and out. Nice deep breath in. Big exhale out. Nice deep breath in. Blow it out. Wonderful. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Slowly give yourself a moment. Start to come back into your body, back into your space. Take a big stretch. Take a big wiggle. Give yourself a moment here. Get a beverage. Grab a little sip here. Get yourself upright if you were lying down. Make sure you grab your journal and your pen. We're going to do a little bit of journaling on our abundance here. So, endlessly receptive, our reflection. What are your current thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes about abundance? What are your current thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes about abundance? So, taking that moment here, and don't censor yourself. Don't judge yourself if you feel like your attitudes aren't positive, or if you worry that you don't have the right attitudes. There is no right or wrong attitude. This is really, again, about noticing, about paying attention, about being present with maybe what has kept you from feeling endlessly receptive, have kept you from maybe inadvertently blocking your abundant blessings. Okay, so again, if you're watching this live, welcome. Um, if you're catching the replay, go ahead and pause it if you need a couple of extra minutes. And then we're also going to, the next thought we're going to journal on is, where did they originate from? So these thoughts came from somewhere. Okay. Whether it was from videos you've watched, whether it's from people in your life, other coaches, other teachers, other leaders, they've, like all things, they come from somewhere. And again, this is not to judge where we heard them or who they came from or anything like that. That's not the point. The point is, once we can acknowledge and pinpoint where these things have popped up, it makes it easier for us to go back and be like, oh, I'm going to interrogate Aunt Sally who told me this. I'm going to interrogate this coach on TikTok who made this comment that just really maybe rubbed me the wrong way. So it's all about awareness, and that's all we're worried about. That's all we're looking at. That's all we're focusing on is awareness. Where did this come from? And do I still believe it? And I think in my mind, these thoughts are my negative thoughts about abundance, but maybe you have positive thoughts. Don't forget that maybe you have really positive thoughts about abundance and manifestation and beliefs and all of this. And so, getting that point of, okay, I'm going to question myself about where did the positive stuff come from too? And maybe where can I start digging into more of the positive stuff? Are there people I can follow online? Are there books that I can read, classes I can take, things that I can start to do so that I'm surrounded more with the positive thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs than I am with the negative? Because if I know, I like to shift to the negative too, because I feel like in my brain it's protecting me. Is it always? No. And I think most of us are aware that the focusing only on the negative is more a protection than really anything positive, and really being able to prepare ourselves for always the negative impact of whatever it is. So that's what we're focusing on. And lastly, oh, I love this question. What would you like to be experiencing instead? So, if you're always worried about doing it right or doing it perfect or getting started or any of a million things, we want to focus on what I want instead, not on the worry of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this, or just any of the maybe negative feelings slash emotions that might come up when we're focusing on any of this. I want to feel ease when I'm thinking about abundance. I want to feel joy, excitement, fun. So I think turning that sense of focus onto, okay, where do I want this to be? Yes, I know that this is maybe how I felt in the past and this is what I'm looking at in the past, but let's flip it, right? We're going to turn this around. We're going to change this idea here because it can be something much more positive. And this is not to discount that you're never going to have days where it feels hard. It feels like a slog. It feels impossible. And don't discount those. But that's why you focus on your tools. That's why I invite you to join my, like Cozy Glow challenge, where I follow my meditation videos, some of my other coaching stuff on here, is that I like to provide you with a toolbox so that it makes it much easier when you have these days where it doesn't feel good. You don't feel good in your skin. You don't feel good in your routine. You don't feel good in your habits. this is how we start to feel good on those days when it feels hard, when it feels tough, is by being intentional in building up that toolbox so that we're prepared. And so that when you have a day where maybe you don't feel as up, you feel a little bit down, it's like, oh, I know how to turn this around. Or maybe it's about, I just need to sit in this feeling. We like to discount feeling uncomfortable. And maybe you feel uncomfortable being abundant because you see other people in your life who look a little stuck, who feel like they aren't making progress and headway in their goals, and you don't want to feel like you're bragging. Very Midwestern of me, but that maybe that's you too. But this is about being honest with yourself and your feelings and being able to sit in these moments that maybe are a little bit uncomfortable and trying to find out what they're telling you, what you want to learn, and dealing and moving through these maybe not so always great emotions. So, I would like to know, drop a note underneath this. Leave me a comment underneath the video and let me know kind of how you are approaching this abundance, knowing that abundant blessings are your birthright. You are open to receive them and thank your creator. So let me know how that is. And thank you again for joining me on the Sunday night resets. If there is a topic you would like to cover that maybe gives you the Sunday scaries that you feel might help you better prepare to go into the week feeling much stronger, better, more capable, drop that below. You can check out all of the other stuff in my YouTube channel. Check the bio. There are other ways to reach out and contact me if you don't want to leave a comment for everybody to see. There's emails, there's DMs, all of that other good stuff. So make sure you're letting me know what you want to see more of. Have a wonderful, relaxing, abundant Sunday evening, and I will see everybody next week. So enjoy your weekend.